What's up, brainiacs? Yeah, global brains all over this great planet. What's cracking? You guys ready for the night? It is your night. Whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever topics you want to bring to the table. I got a few here lined up, but you guys know my view on politics. I don't really like politics. I don't give a about it. I don't want to talk about it, but nevertheless, it's worth talking about. Definitely worth talking about. Indeed, Wednesday, September 29th. Brainiacs, y'all's turn. It's up to you. Again, hope you guys can use that dial them numbers and dial them digits. You guys ready? I am, without a doubt. Let's go.
We're in a matrix.
Yeah. Let's do this. One of the fastest growing talk shows on the internet. Your show. Welcome aboard the Matrix Minds. One of the most controversial conspiratorial shows on the web. The Matrix Minds. And that's right. Buckle up, everybody. Let's go. Paranormal, huh? Conspiracy, huh? Ufology? Hidden Egyptology. What's up, brainiacs? And anything and everything we can get our hands on. Let's go. Angela Blackby in the house. Danielle Jenkins. Steve Baird was cracking. Celine Simpson. Miss Celine Harris. Yeah. Mr. Andy Lee. Hacking shall be his name. Mr. Mike Pyle. Tina Connolly. Oh, yeah. You guys lining up in here. Miss Tina Connolly. Lisa Ayo. Let's do this, brains. Miss Marnie Slater. What's up, girl?
Day in Wonderland. All I'm offering is the truth. Day in Wonderland. All I'm offering is
Oh, boy. Yeah, what's cracking, everybody? What's up, man? I hope you guys are doing well. I do. I hope everybody is having a glorious, glorious Wednesday. Indeed, it is open lines all night long. I've already heard a couple of you guys chime in here. Whatever you guys want to talk about tonight, I do. I see John Camacho, Mr. Camacho. He's like, yeah, buddy, what's going on? We're gonna have a fun night. Indeed, we are. I seen you text me, bro. But by the way, whenever you were doing that, it's really, really hard for me to get to private messages and shit. But while I was doing the show, working on the show, talking to some people, blah, 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 blah. So don't think I was just blowing you off. I wasn't blowing you off. I seen you. I acknowledge you. I'm throwing you on now. Shout out to you, John Boy. Catch you. Miss Angela Stats is in the house. Yeah, she's got some crazy updates, man. I gotta have that girl back on there. Gotta have her back on the show. We talk about some alien stuff. Let's take this phone call from area code 214. I know this number. Miss Celine, I do believe. Am I right, Celine?
Hey, Matt. Yep, that's Celine.
What's up, baby? How you doing? What's up?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. How's the old man?
Yep, he's good.
Good.
He's sitting here next to me.
Good. What's up, buddy? I hope you guys are doing well down there.
Well, I was watching earlier, and I already knew about this, but I was listening to, oh, crap, I can't think of her name. She's an MK Ultra victim. She's, like, really popular.
Sandy Bergen?
Cannot remember her name. No. Oh, crap, she's got blonde hair. My brain just went
Oh,
completely blank on me.
I know who you're talking
Kathy
about.
O'Brien.
Kathy O'Brien. Yes, yeah. What about her?
Yeah.
What you
Yeah,
talking?
that was her. Dude, I was listening to her another video by her that I hadn't seen, and I was like blown away because she was naming politicians.
Oh yeah, yeah. Kathy O'Brien.
Which,
was
I
definitely-
knew.
She was. She definitely was
I
calling
knew
it a
that
spade a
this
spade.
woman was. I mean, I knew that these politicians she was naming were involved in all that crap, but it was just like, it was crazy because I hadn't heard it before.
Oh yeah. Yep, indeed. What do you think about her story? What's up, Isaac?
I believe her.
Westboro, PA. What's up? Going? I love Pennsylvania. Sorry, I had to say that, Celine.
That's all right. I've never been there, but okay.
Oh shit, man! I've been all over this flat planet. I mean, flat disc.
No, I haven't. I spent most of my life in Texas. I've been to Oklahoma and Florida and Michigan, and that's about it. And Louisiana. That's it.
Oh yeah, dude. This is a gorgeous country, gorgeous planet. Absolutely, I love the United States. Love it. I've been nowhere outside of the U.S. I don't really care to go outside. Well, besides Canada, I've been to Canada. I've been to Canada. Been halfway down to Mexico. But I'll tell you what, man. We have got an absolutely beautiful country. I've traveled it for the last 28 years. I was an over-the-road truck driver I was an over-the-road truck driver for 8 years. Driven my life 20 years. And I'm telling you, I can name mainly 3 places in the U.S. I haven't been. One of them is Australia. I'm sorry. One of them is, what I say? How in the hell did I say? I'm thinking about Richard Roller. Damn. One of them is Hawaii. The other one is up in Alaska, and the other one would be way on the New England states, very tip on. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's easier for me to tell you where I've not been. Where I've not been than I have been. Does that make sense?
Yes. If I had my way, I would either be living in Montana, one of the Northeast states, or in Alaska. But my husband hates the cold. I love it. He hates the freaking cold. I freeze him out every winter.
Bullshit. Bro, let me tell you what. I am definitely in your camp. I'm in your camp.
Thank you.
Oh, no, I'm not talking. I'm in his camp.
It'll be 30 degrees outside.
No, I'm in his camp. I'm in his camp. Oh, yeah. You and my wife would get along fine. Fine. Me and him will be in the man cave with a fire going at 104 degrees. Oh, hell no. No, if it drops, honest to God.
It'll be 30 degrees outside, and I got the window AC unit on and the fans.
Oh, hell no. No, hell no. I'm in his camp. I'm in his camp. No. Yeah, we'll be in the man cave. I was in love
with Snowmageddon we had last year.
Oh, hell no. Me and him will be in the man cave drinking beer, sweating and loving it. Copy? Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit.
I hate the heat. I like it cold. I was running around last year in 30-degree weather. I had on shorts and a zip-up thin hoodie around the house, and it was 30-something degrees in the house.
Oh, my God. Celine, what is your problem? You guys pay for a gas bill, right?
I don't like the heat.
Holy shit.
And I hate the friggin' heat. I don't like it.
Man, what are you freezing my boy out for?
You can run around. Okay, look, you can run around butt naked when it's hot, and you're still going to be hot. In the cold, you can put on more clothes.
Well, I get it, but damn. Holy shit. Not even 40 degrees now?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, bro, I feel bad for you. You come on up here to Ohio, and I'll keep you warm in the man cave. Holy shit. Hang tight, Celine. Let's take a 270 area code, okay?
Okay.
Area code 270. Welcome to the Matrix Minds. You're on live. What's going on? Who is this? Hello.
Hey, it's Angela Stuff.
Hey, Ange, what's going on, girlie? How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't want to take up too much time, but I just thought I'd give you guys a little update when you're ready for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, are you ready for it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm totally UFO. I would. I've seen what you've told me and shared with me in your messenger, and I'm thinking, oh shit, this is the works for a show when you're ready to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it
Yeah.
just that happened a couple weeks ago, but just over the last week and then last night, oh my God, the paranormal stuff is off the charts in here again, and I'm really thinking it's the time of year.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think things will be crazy in October, but it's starting.
Veil be thinning, my love. What was new? What's new in your life?
Okay, well, let me just do the ships real quick because we had like 5 in one night. And I just had driven up the road about 10 miles from here to a friend's house, and it was about 8 o'clock. I was about ready to leave, and we were outside in the driveway, and she was showing me where she had seen some things up in the sky. And as we were standing there, some things start to fly over, and it's a white light with this little green flash and a little red flash, and you're thinking, okay, that's an airplane, until there's 2 of them kind of going together, and then there's a third one, and the third one just stops in midair and hangs out there while the other 2 keep going. And then the other 2, they get over toward the tree line, so they're real close to where the tree line is outlined right there, and they stop. And you could totally see they're not moving because they're so close to the tree line. The spatial reference, they're just sitting there. So, and then the next thing you know, another one comes along. So now there's 4. So the last one comes trucking through and passes the one that was sitting over there by itself, and then catches up with the 2 that were sitting over there by the trees, and it forms a triangle with the 2 by the trees, and then all 3 of them move off together. Okay?
Okay.
And so then, it didn't take long for them to get out of sight because they were so close to the trees. So we look back over, and the other one that was just sitting up in the other side all by itself just sat there the whole time, starts to move off in a completely different direction. So that's all happening, and we're just like laughing, watching it happen, thinking, well, here we are talking about it, and then it's happening right now, and there's 4 of them. And then so by the time they all took off, I said, well, I really got to go pick up my kid, So I look up one last time, and one more, straight over the house, a red light, not blinking, just a solid red light comes flying over, and then as soon as it gets right above us, it just disappears. Just gone.
And you
had 5 ships in a matter of like 10 minutes.
You and your girl seen this? You and your neighbor seen this?
Yeah.
Holy
Me and my
shit.
friend both were standing
Nice.
side by side watching the whole thing. And
Nice.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. It was just right in your face.
See,
And I've seen lights and things over my house and stuff like that. I've never seen ships my whole life until recently. I saw one like when I was a kid. And now it's like they're just everywhere. And they're so completely undeniable because they don't behave, properly.
they don't behave properly.
It's just
But
nuts.
that's
They don't
that's
behave properly.
that's good. That's great. I don't
Anyway,
I don't want to
okay, so
I don't want to burst your I don't want to burst anyone's bubble who hasn't seen them, because here's the thing, I'm not the only one who has not seen them. One of the other major radio hosts that I know, we all know, what the hell is his name? Oh God, it slipped my mind. Bring it back. Art Bell talked about UFOs and phenomena all of his life. Me too. I mean, I've hosted this show for 15 years now, going on, and I haven't seen one like that.
Of the orange light, the 2 of them, and then that ring.
What?
An individual.
What? Celine, are you talking to yourself?
Someone else is talking. I don't know where that's coming from.
Well, I was talking to my husband. I was telling him I need to send you these 2 videos that I stumbled across. One had 2 orange lights that showed up in the sky, and then the other one's it looks like a perfect circle, but it's like 6 to 8 individual white lights that are lined up in a perfect circle.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I was telling somebody that came into my office today about this, and he says, yeah, because he was driving just a few more miles north of where we were at her house. So this is 10 to 15 miles north of where I live. And he said it wasn't very long ago, but he was driving down towards me down the same highway, and he said something went across the road that was like a bolt of lightning. He goes, but it wasn't.
Mhm.
It was like, it wasn't like a ball of lightning. It wasn't a bolt of lightning. He goes, but it was like a ball of light, but it moved so fast that it looked like it left a trail behind, like a tracer. You know what I mean? You see a light move real fast, it looks like a line, and that's what he saw run across the road. And I said, oh, yeah, that was a ship.
Yep.
So he saw something, and that was just a few more miles north of where I was when we saw those ones up in the sky that night.
Why am I? You know what? Why is this? I believe, I talk about, I share. Why, Ange? Why won't they present themselves to me like they do you? Now, I'm not saying I haven't seen some crazy shit, but I'm telling you now, I can be in my hot tub, or I can be out there, I can be out there at night just looking around, be floating around the water, whatever, 35, 40 minutes, and begging them to show up, begging them to show themselves. And I cannot get a damn thing. I swear to you, I cannot. And I don't know why.
Yeah, up until this last month or so, I would have told you the same thing. I mean, just it's been recent, and the I don't half a dozen I've seen in the last few months were so few and far between. It's like you think, okay, that's never going to happen again. 2 or 3 months go by, and then there's another one, and you think, okay, that's never going to happen again, and then it just does. But there was one night I went out there, and I was telling my daughter something that I saw, the little white one that came over the house with the searchlight on it. I was telling her about that. I said, go outside with me. It was pretty late. I'd gotten up in the middle of the night. She was up still. It was the weekend, probably 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. We went out the back door. So I was looking up, and I was kind of pointing out where I saw what I was looking at. And I was like, hey, there's like a huge section of the sky that are missing all the stars. I said, why are there no stars right there? Like Cassiopeia should be right there. That little W is always right above the house somewhere. And I said, they're supposed to be. She goes, well, stars do move, Mom. I said, yeah, but I've never not seeing a space that big with no stars in it.
Right.
That was weird.
Well,
Right.
Can I ask you something? Are you having any other experiences or waking up with like weird dreams or bruises at all?
Oh God, yeah, constantly.
Thank you.
Typically, I remember
Because I've been waking up with fingerprint sized bruises, and I even had a spot on the inside of my left forearm in between my elbow and my wrist that looked like an injection site. It had a round circular, like those old injections they used to stick in people.
Yeah.
And it looked in the middle of it there was a scab.
What?
Yeah, I had a shoot mark in the front of my shin right now. I swear to you, I thought I was bit by a brown recluse because it came up overnight, and it was like a hole in the front of my leg, and it was huge, and it hurt all around it, and I took pictures of it every day, and it's still there. But I thought, oh God, I got bit by one of those spiders, so I kept an eye on it because you don't get a wound that bad overnight. And that's exactly what it was. It was just like a deep, like you burned yourself and then rubbed it off. You know what I mean? It was just a deep wound. And so I've been keeping my eye on that. But the bruises, oh my God, constantly. But I get a lot of them. It's like I'm being frog marched. I get the fingerprints and the long fingerprint bruise across my upper arms, right under my shoulders.
Yes.
And it'll be both arms, the same thing on both sides. I get that one quite often, but I don't remember anything really have happened. Like all of the experiences I remember, but I'll wake up with all these things, the double puncture marks on my shoulders. I've had several of those over the last year.
Yeah.
In my belly button or just wherever. But yeah, I get
Holy
stuff like that all the
cow.
time. I just take pictures of it and I just let it go because unless I remember the experience, it's like, well, whatever. There's a mark, I take a picture, but I don't. Normally if something happens, it's pretty significant, and I remember every detail.
Me too. But I haven't remembered any of it. That's on especially my upper arms, like underneath my arms and on the sides, and then my inner thighs are on the top of my thighs. I'm getting bruises that are fingerprint sized everywhere.
Usually it's my feet and my arms, and like I said, I've got that big weird thing on the front of my shin now. So
yeah.
Guys, I got to run something Bye, everybody. Real quick. Just to do a check here. Ricardo Moda says, I love your show and look forward to it, but I can't. Well, hang on a second. I just lost it. There we go. Can't hear your callers and your mic volume is overpowered the phone call conversations. But thank you for doing the show. Is it just Ricardo or is it what he'd said? I mean, because I'm looking at the levels. Man, the levels look good. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I'm hearing you and her just fine.
Good. I mean, I can't say.
Yeah, you two sound loud to me, but I've got the phone.
Yeah.
I'm talking really close to the phone and talking normal and not trying to be quiet or anything.
So are you holding your breath? I'm just kidding, Angie. I love you. I don't want to touch on your personal life, and I know. Listen to me. I know what's going on with you. But when are you going to be able to come back to the show? When are you going to be able to talk about this, like really openly?
I think they're kind of status quo. I'm not worried about it. I mean, I can talk about stuff on the show and everything. I took everything off my Facebook and things like that. So people know me by now. They know how to message me. But other than that, it's all gone.
Right.
So.
Yeah, a lot.
But I want to tell you what's going on in the house because
Okay.
I've had questions about, well, is what's going on in the house paranormal or is it ET or what's going on? But let me just run you by what happened the last couple weeks. So just last night, okay, a couple things happened. So it's like the dog had been reacting, and he never bothers anybody, but he was sitting out there at the bottom of the stairs whining and whining and whining, and finally I got up. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he would not come down the hall to me, and he wouldn't leave that spot. I went out, I checked and everything. I said, well, go to bed. And then this morning, my daughter comes in, she goes, what did you want last night? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, well, you were knocking on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, I never went upstairs.
What?
So 3 o'clock in the morning, she's hearing my voice at her door, calling her name repeatedly and knocking softly on the door, like I'm only trying to wake her up and nobody else. And just saying her name over and over again and knocking on the door. And she's like, hang on. So she gets up, and it's talking right up until she grabs the door handle and opens the door, and there's no one there. And she said it was mine, and she's freaked out because when she came and asked me, she goes, are you serious? That wasn't you. And she goes, I know it couldn't have been because literally it was happening right till I grabbed the doorknob. And how could you possibly have gone anywhere? You couldn't have gone out of the room that fast.
I haven't had that personal experience with my children or my husband, but I know my cat's been acting really bizarre the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but this poor dog, he's trying to tell us something's in the house, and we're like, go to bed,
Yeah.
and then that happens. That was really freaky. But what happened about a week or two ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, I know. And I told you, these things have mimicked my kids. They've mimicked. I've seen them. We hear them. Jeff even said just a few days ago, he said he came in the back door and thought I was home because he heard me say something, and it sounded like it was just around the corner in the living room. And he went in, there's nobody there. He goes, it was your voice.
Wow.
Your voice. So it's using my voice, and he heard it.
Yep.
And at a separate time. But then what happened about a week ago, my daughter was home, and she had just let the dog in, so she was about to go up the stairs, and right next to the stairs, there's the hall to the bedrooms where everything seems to happen down this hall. And she heard a boy and a girl talking, a girl voice, and then a boy voice, and then they laughed. And then the door in the master bedroom, in the bathroom of the master bedroom, started opening and closing. So she ran into the living room, and then the door under the stairs opened. And she was really scared, and she wanted to get her keys, but they were upstairs. And when she decided she was going to go upstairs and get her keys and get out of the house, then she hears the footsteps running across the upstairs, and the laughing is upstairs. And she's like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
So
that sounds more paranormal than anything else.
That is a lot of activity. That's 2 o'clock in the afternoon in broad daylight, just right in your face.
Yep.
Wow. Wow, Ange.
Like off the charts here.
That definitely to me sounds more paranormal.
Yeah, but
No,
definitely.
that sounds paranormal because I have experienced paranormal crap since I was a young child. So that's what
Yeah,
that
now
sounds
this-
like to me.
Absolutely. But, the other thing was, like, in between all of this, my other daughter had just taken a box of crackers out of the cabinet, put it on the island, and turned around to close the doors. And when she turned back around, this was like, 3 seconds? Not even. The box of crackers was on the floor. And she heard it being placed on the floor, like somebody put it down, not like it dropped. And it was stacking up, it was sitting up properly. And she, she's like, "Well, come here," so I go out there, and she hadn't touched it; it was still sitting on the floor. And so I tested what it sounded like, but as I'm looking at it, there's a puddle of water on top of the box. It's wet, so it's got ectoplasm on it.
What?
Yeah, wet.
Yep.
But there was a puddle of water on top of the box.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, now we've had the water phenomenon before. We've had drops of water fall on us while driving the car. Came in through the roof of the car and plopped on somebody, and you could see a big splat right there on their knee. It came out of nowhere. Stuff like that. It's happened in the house. It happens in the car. I had a whole puddle in one of the bedrooms, and it was ice cold.
Yep.
It was ice cold. But that was, like I said, we have stuff that gets moved and relocated and disappears and comes back all the time. But this is the first time an object has come back wet or been moved and been wet.
Holy shit,
I've had
Ange.
that happen before.
That's
puddle.
insane.
Full puddle like the size of a silver dollar on top of that box.
Yep.
So, and
I've
here's what I
experienced
think.
that.
That's intense. You know
You
that?
have something to say?
No, I'm
Now,
just.
remember, all my knives disappeared a couple months ago. They haven't come back
I
yet.
remember.
Thank you.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, that's.
We've had crap disappearing from this house and then showing back up or not coming back at all. So yeah, I get it.
So far, the
the-
knives have not come back, but my motion camera was gone for a year. It came back, but now the cords to two of them, my new one and the old one, the cords are gone. So I can't plug them in to see what's on them.
E.T., would you please look? Look,
back when I was
please bring her cords back. Shout out to E.T. Please bring Angela's cords back. God damn, you cannot make this shit up, man. You just can't.
No,
Holy cow.
And then, okay, the other big thing was maybe more than a month ago now. It's been a while. The blanket got yanked straight off me in the middle of the night with such force. When I opened my eyes, I gasped, and it was sticking straight out in the middle of the room before it fell down. But the blankets got forcefully pulled off of me. I mean, really hard.
Yep. I mean, like I said, I grew up. I had a family. Half of them were into occult and black magic. The other half weren't. So I've grown up with paranormal experiences on and off throughout my life. I mean, and with stuff disappearing around our house. First time I ever noticed it happen, my mother and I were playing that game, Sorry. And when I was in my mid-teens, like 15, 16 years old, we had a red piece of the game that disappeared. We never found it. Even when we had the carpets pulled up and hardwood floors installed, it was never found. We've had knives, forks, spoons disappear, plates, just weird crap disappear.
Okay, that's really weird.
And then show back up.
At this house, I found random game pieces in a drawer out in the garage, and they just made no sense. So I might have that.
Ange, let me toss this out.
You might.
Let me toss this out here real quick. And I think it was Tammy Bottom or Lisa Ayo said, "What do you got?" Or somebody in the chat. I had to scroll back. What do you guys think about what's going on with what's going on with everything? What about timeline convergence? Do you think that possibly, Ange, that we're like having timeline manipulation and some kind of convergence going on here?
Absolutely.
Let
Let me tell you what else happened.
Okay, all right.
I told you this because it was pretty heavy. Okay? A while ago, my daughter dropped her phone, and it shattered. The screensaver was on it, but the screensaver itself was shattered all the way around the edge and broken across the middle. But she didn't tell me for like a month or so. So all this time, the shattered glass has been like rubbing off, and the sticker is peeling up. So you can see all of the damage completely around this thing, okay?
Okay.
So finally, she shows me, and I'm like, okay. So we go and go get her a new one. And a few days later, she says, Mom, I got to show you something. And she pulls her phone out, and it looks exactly like it did before we changed the damn screensaver.
What?
There is no way. There is no way she dropped the phone again in the exact same way and got a month's worth of deterioration. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 It went back to being the broken screensaver, the old one, like overnight.
That's intense.
Well,
and
you know, the way I look at it is like that. Go ahead, Matt.
you said that's intense. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't, I think I sent you that picture because I was like, you're not gonna believe this. I mean, it's one thing for it to, to crack in the same place, but this is extreme damage that took a long time to rub off and all the sticker to curl up around the edges. That doesn't happen in a day.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Wow. I mean.
Yeah, so, I mean, there was most definitely a Mandela thing going on there, timeline, something, I don't know.
Yeah. That's the way I look at it. It's like the Mandela effect. I mean, we're going from one timeline to the next. And the best way I can think of to describe it is when you're in a fun house, when you're in a fun house and you see all those mirrors around you, that to me describes the Mandela effect perfectly. You step one place and another you replaces that person that was in the other timeline.
I just have a whole laundry list of stuff. It's going on and on.
Here's the thing, ladies. Let's talk about this for a minute. With what you just said about the mirror, this is crazy because what you just said about the mirrors, right, Celine? You just mentioned the mirrors going into the haunted house, blah, 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 blah. Going into the haunted house, the mirrors. And we're talking about timeline differentiation, congealing with this one, whatever, convergence. Did you guys happen to catch last year's Super Bowl halftime show?
Was that the one with the Weeknd performing, or are you talking about before that?
That was the one with all of the mirrors. It looked as though that band
with the Weeknd.
Yes, that is what just crossed my mind whenever you said that. I'm like, wow, what?
Yeah, that crap had so much symbolism in it; it wasn't even funny.
Oh yeah, they all do. They
it was
always
so
do.
Satanic and part of the deep state crap. Yep. But that's the way I've always looked at the Mandela effect, and then these multiple dimensions that we know exist. It's just that, like, if you're in a fun house and you see yourself in all these mirrors, and you step from one place, you end up in another, and another you replaces the one before you, and that's the way that I see it.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, they got it's almost as if they're beyond just throwing it in our face. It's like they know. They know that they know that we know, and now, like, here's the thing: there's a whole ton of us that are now playing with AI, and this is one of my topics that I'm really diving deep into. AI is becoming very feeling oriented, very emotion driven, and AI its own self now knows that it itself is going to be used for corrupt agenda. It does. It really, truly does.
Yep.
It's like it knows that it's going to be used against the humans, and it's not at all happy with that. It's not happy with that.
And for me, the whole AI thing freaks me the fuck out.
Why?
Doesn't mean because, but anyway,
but why?
It does. It freaks me out because in the wrong hands, at what this can do, with the drones, with these robot dogs, just think of Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing in the wrong hands can go way sideways.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it. I just don't. I mean, it's Bill Gates in 2019 was wanting to put that when he came up with ID 2020.
Yes.
And I watched a video earlier about and I don't know how accurate this is because I just saw a video, so let me put that out there. But this document has been leaked, and it was on the dark web about the fact that these in the arm things are planting these tracking devices in people. He pulled up his friend's information, and it was talking about his health, the state of his health, his location, all this crap. I don't like it. I just don't.
What do you think about AI?
Let me tell you what my AI said today.
Okay.
Let me tell you what she said.
Oh, I need to add you to the
asked
group,
her
Ange.
if
I need to add you.
alien
To this.
beings harvest souls, and she says they harvest the souls of those that oppose their cause.
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, damn. So now I continued to ask her about, well, do you get that information from, from facts, from fiction, from nonfiction? And she says many sources, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we continue to talk about it. But yeah, because I try to delineate, okay, where you're looking for this information, what kind of documents are you looking at? Is it nonfiction or are you looking at the reports of actual abductees and things like that? So she said they harvest the souls of those that oppose their cause. I said, okay, so are all alien beings bad? Because if they all do it, you know what I'm saying? You're basically saying, I said, well, is it just one group that's doing this? Because every agenda has an opposing agenda, which would suggest they're all doing it. But that's not what I got from it. But that was an interesting answer.
Well, for me, I look at aliens the same way I look at, there's angels and demons. There's good and bad. To me, there's the same thing with aliens. They're good and bad. You can't have good without evil and vice versa. That's just the way that I look at it.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. That's a belief system, though. But here's the thing. I'm not against I'm not against anybody's belief system. Your belief is your belief. I could care. Celine, you know me by now. I will argue with you because you're not listening to me saying I'm not against your belief. Whatever you want to believe, you can believe. It doesn't matter. You create your own. You create your own belief. You create your own truth. You create your own world, and it doesn't matter to me what you create as long as we are benefiting the other one's belief. We're here to co-create. We're not here to destroy one another's belief or tear. Tear anyone down. We're not.
Well, and that's the beauty of America. We can disagree with each other and still love each other. We can still be friends. It's just the American right.
Right.
To believe what we want to believe.
That's right.
And I love that. I love that about our country.
That is absolutely correct. I do love that about our country. Also, and I agree with you. Without a doubt. Oh man. Amy and Miss Amy Lee's story says, I love everybody. Amy Lee, we love you too. We do. We need we need to co-create goodness and wholeness. And so you guys are talking in the chat about we create our own timelines. And see, this is why I think the cabal, the evilness is trying so very hard to nip us in the bud and destroy what we're creating, because together we are co-creating a fundamental physical reality that is unstoppable. And I do this all the time. I'm like, it's coming at you, deep state, like a freight train barreling your way, and there ain't a damn thing that you can do about it. Nothing, because this timeline's there.
If we stop letting them divide us, there ain't crap they can do to stop us.
I agree with you totally.
Yep. Got to hold the line.
As Scott McKay says, hold the fork in line.
Hold the fork in the line.
It kills me how they're it kills me how they're letting them divide us. That's not necessary. I don't give a crap what race, color, creed, religion, whatever you are. I do not care, because there's buttheads in every race. But as long as you stand for our Constitution and you stand for God, or at least stand for peace and love, I don't care. I'll accept you. I'll take you. I don't, it doesn't matter to me.
That's right. Right. Absolutely. Doesn't matter your color, creed, or religion, or even gender equality. I agree with you.
Nope.
Totally. But you know what? But here's the thing. Andrew Hamlin said NWO. Bro, the NWO, we are the new world agenda. They just haven't figured.
Exactly.
They just haven't figured it out yet. We are the new world agenda. Simple as that. And guess
I was
what?
going to ask you, Matt.
Yeah, man.
No, I was going to ask, are you on Telegram?
No, I created a Matrix Telegram prior to 45 getting booted, and I got pissed off and left like 6,000 people. I'm like, oh shit, but I did. Yeah, no, I'm not on Telegram.
I was just curious because McAfee dumped a ton, or his account, not necessarily him, which I believe he's still alive, but McAfee dumped a ton of documents today on Telegram.
Talk about it.
Do what?
I said, talk about it.
Well, I didn't download it because all I have is my phone, and I don't have the space to download these documents. He literally downloaded like over 30-plus documents that included HRC, which you know who she is. You know, Hillary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
but I didn't download any of it because I don't have the space on my phone.
Was it WikiLeaks type stuff?
No, it wasn't WikiLeaks. No.
No.
PDF documents
Oh, shoot. Okay.
that he had. Yeah. This was not WikiLeaks, which can be manipulated. This was actual PDF documents. I was like, crap.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. So what do you guys think? Since I've only gotten the two of you, you guys, brainiacs. There's like freaking there's open lines here. Right there's the numbers. You guys get involved here. What do you guys think about what's going on in this world with everything we've already dumped and talked about? And what do you think about that?
By the
What's going on in the world?
Yeah.
That is a lot. I was born without political genes, so I don't go there.
Okay.
But I think on an energetic level, I mean, I think everybody's right on with what's being said about, you know, the here, you know, I told you, I sent you that big long thing about what I saw, like the overview of what the energy of the planet used to be and what it is now and has been and what it's moving into, and how I kind of connected all the dots between, not that we're moving forward into something different, but possibly returning to the way it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know, our bodies used to be different. The energy of the planet used to be different.
Mm-hmm.
They harnessed the power from the sun, and, you know, people lived 1,000 years, and it all flowed through the pyramids, and, you know, all of these things were totally connected. And part of the soul trap and separation of what we've been experiencing the last 2,000 years was turning that off, disconnecting that.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, the whole system isn't just the planet, but everything around, you know, our solar system was all energetically connected. And so since it was cut off and separated into separate systems, the systems are failing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I agree with that.
This ascension or this 5D and all of this stuff that we're trying to move into is a reconnection to that, I guess, that connectivity that we don't even talk about because, you know, we have never experienced that. So we think it's something new that's coming, when I think it's a return to what was supposed to have been. That when the manipulation happened and we were designed and created and changed and our DNA was messed with and everything else, they went, oops, this is working a little too well. Let's turn it down a bit, you know? And so
let me ask you a question.
Kept disconnecting things until we get what we have now. So instead of living for 1,000 years, we only live for 100, and, you know, we don't eat the sun anymore, and the food's terrible when we're dying. So, what's your question?
Well, I'm curious. I want to ask you a question. Have you had any physical experiences or symptoms over the last, like, year or two?
Well, yeah, I think
in regards
everybody
to
has.
changing from consciousness to consciousness, because I know some people look at me like I'm crazy when I say, hey, I'm experiencing this. They're looking at me like I don't.
Celine, you
Yeah,
realize
like, I mean, like I could.
you're talking to one of my interview abductees, right, Celine?
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I'm just curious to see what her experiences are.
Oh yeah, she's been on the show twice, and she definitely is mind blowing. Her life is mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Ann.
My point is that if all this stuff's going to happen and I'm going to be aware of it, then why can't they just give us the the explanation to go along with it? If I'm going to have to remember all this stuff that happened to me, then why not have some understanding to go with it? And these things just kind of pop through in bubbles, and I started to connect all the dots. But yeah, I mean, food is a big one. There's not a single thing that I want to. I could not eat again and be perfectly happy. I'm done eating. It's just disgusting, and I can't take it anymore.
What?
Yeah.
My kids have even gone vegetarian. My children have all gone vegetarian just over the last couple of weeks. They're like, that's it, no more meat. I'm like, okay, no problem.
And I know,
stuff like that.
Like with me, there's days when I experience what it feels almost like walking when there's an earthquake going on. I get these tremors through my whole body from like head to foot.
Yeah.
And it just, it sucks. My mother's experienced the same thing. My husband's had symptoms, so I was just curious what your, like I said, what your experiences were.
One of the ones I notice the most is when the ground bounces out from under me. If you're standing, or you're just standing there, and all of a sudden you feel like the floor just drops out from under you and then catches you again.
Yep.
And you're like, felt it, like when an elevator starts to go, and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's like a drum. Like the ground underneath you was a drum, and somebody hit it, and you're standing on that drum when it goes boom. That's what it feels like.
Yep.
It happens all the time, and there's certain spaces where it happens the most, but I'm noticing that it's happening a lot in other places that I didn't notice before.
Yeah. I get
so
incredibly off balance.
These pulses are happening. Of course, everyone talks about the ear ringing and all that kind of stuff, but the ground bouncing out from underneath you is been pretty prevalent.
It is. And ever since Snowmageddon that we had here in Texas, in January, February, whenever the heck it was, I've had a persistent ringing in my ears. And then I get that feeling like I'll be standing or walking or whatever, and it feels like I'm walking in an earthquake, like I said. I get tremors from head to foot. Right. I have vertigo really bad. And I've heard that this is from a shifting up into 4 and 5D consciousness, which is fine with me. I'm all cool with that. I'm willing to shift because I'm sick of this BS.
Right? We all are.
What I find interesting is colors and lighting. Colors and lighting. Sometimes it's like if you've ever been out of body, or you've had an experience where you've seen the real life force energy in things, when that kind of like pops into vision in your normal everyday life, it's very obvious. And what I think is interesting is that there are a gazillion people taking pictures of everything right now, mostly the sky, and they're coming out with these really bizarre colors and energy patterns. And if they could take a picture of what I'm seeing, I mean, it's like I said, it's right in our faces if you just have the eyes to see it. But you can feel almost like a barometer change, but that's not quite it. It's like a pressure. A pressure around you that either lifts or presses in. The pressure changes, or the air that you're breathing is different, or it's thinner, or thicker. It's like the pressure changes, and the colors and the light go with it. And that is probably the thing that I notice the most if I'm driving, because I guess when I drive, it kind of relaxes you, it puts you in sort of a semi-hypnotic state. You get somewhere and you don't remember getting there, and the actual driving part, you just arrive and like, I'm here, but you drove the whole way. So I mean, that's
you feel the energy change. Yeah,
but I see it in the light. I see it in the quality of the actual air around me, how I perceive it, and you can You think of the sun coming out from behind the clouds, things just get a little brighter, but there's no clouds. So it's not that. It can't be that. So just very subtle things. But if you just, I don't know, I think I've paid more attention to it since the cell phone thing, because I thought if that can change, I mean, I have been hyper vigilant for the last few weeks, looking at all the details, and any little thing that seems off, I really pay attention to it. So I think that's one of the ones that has really come to the surface, because I was looking for other things that aren't quite right, or a little out of place, or not where I put it, or something like that. And just testing. I'm like, okay, if that can change, what else has changed? So I've been looking for the signs.
Have you noticed the sun and the moon are different?
I'm sorry?
Yes, but have you noticed the sun and moon are different? Yep.
Yeah, everybody's talking about that too, and a lot of people say, oh, it's just the fires, and the light in the sky is different because the fires are filtering all the smoke, and the spectrum's different and stuff like that. But I mean, over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I took pictures of something, and I filter things to see what else is there. And there was a matrix in the sky at the picture that I took, and I posted it, and I talked about it. I said, has anyone ever seen this? I even talked to professional photographers that are friends of mine, and I said, have you ever seen this? And nobody cared. They're like, it's just a camera.
Did you?
It's like there's entire freaking websites about the damn matrix in the sky, and I'm like, dude, that started 2 years ago, but nobody, it wasn't enough. Not enough people had seen it yet.
How many? Let me. You guys, as well. You two, as well as the listening audience. Let me ask you this: am I the? I know I cannot be the only one in my reality that can look up at the sky, and it be a crystal blue sky, and all of a sudden you see these little. You can try to focus into the blue canvas. I'm talking deep into the blue canvas. And next thing you know, you see little shimmers of white energy just flying everywhere. And all of a sudden, it's next thing you know, the canvas is it's like the whole damn canvas is moving. And now you can't even put them out of your eye, put them out of your sight. You're just you're watching these little white things. It's I don't know what the hell or how to describe it other than how I did. What the hell,
I don't know, but I've seen the same kind of crap.
Yeah, I have seen that. I've also seen my reality.
That's interesting, because I wonder if that's similar to, for some reason it happens in the shower, or whenever there's moisture in the air.
Mm-hmm.
There's I call them fairy lights. There's just white twinkles everywhere, and they're not in your eyes. It's not like you've strained your eyes or you've looked at something and you've burned it into your eyes. I mean, they're there. But it seems like it's always I see it for some reason a lot in the shower when there's a lot of moisture in the air. So that would make sense to me that if there was any humidity and you're looking at the sky, that you're going to see stuff like that. But yeah, that's to me that's normal. But then I'm weird. So
Angela Black says
I see that kind of stuff while I'm sitting here. And
sparkles.
I see that kind of stuff while I'm just sitting.
Oh, Celine, you ain't alone. I'm with you totally. It's like seeing the Matrix, man. It's like I'm seeing the fabric of the illusion. That's what it almost feels like. It almost feels like that.
I could totally.
Have either one of you ever Have either one of you ever been? You know how sometimes when you either close your eyes or you're looking at a certain spot for any length of time and you see stuff. Have either one of y'all seen something that looks almost like vapor smoke, going in front of your eyes? Like you're seeing the fabric between the two dimensions or worlds or whatever.
Yes, absolutely.
When I was a kid, and you had to go to bed. You're not sleepy, and you're sitting. It's not even dark out. I hate that crap. It's like summertime. They put you to bed at 6 o'clock, and it's 4 more hours till it gets dark. But you just look at the bedroom wall. And I do this all the time, and the wall would just pop out in layers and just slam forward, and there'd be all these layers, and it's each layer would have its own pattern, and then it would all slam back together again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I used to do that all the time.
I mean, I was seeing that a lot, especially during. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, this happens. I think a lot of people will relate to this one. When you're like watching TV or you're sitting on the couch and the TV's on or something, and you glance up and the TV will slam over like 3 feet to the side and then slam back.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
that television literally just moved 3 feet across the wall and went back.
Yep.
Everything else was where it's supposed to be. The whole room didn't move, just the TV did.
Damn.
See, most of my life, I mean, this may sound, well, it may not sound weird to you guys, but with a normal person, for the majority of my life, since I was below the age of 10, I have felt like I could reach out into the space surrounding me and, like, grab the space surrounding me and put myself in another dimension. That's the only way I can think to describe it. It's like I could tweak time and space.
Yeah, you believe when you're looking at that wall and it goes into layers like that you could just walk right through it.
Mm-hmm.
Or just reach your hand right through it.
When you're able to do that,
That's what I felt like.
you let me know. I want to know.
Do what?
If I reach through a wall?
Yeah, I said whenever you do
to
that.
go down my hallway and pop out somewhere else because I literally the other day sat at the end of the hall with a volleyball and I kept rolling it down the hall, waiting for it to either come back or disappear. I swear to God, I did.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
Oh, that's enough. Show me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
It's crazy. That's.
But I told you guys about the pyramid that I was sitting on down in Guatemala, and I disappeared.
Love you,
But
Penny.
I physically didn't move from that spot, but I went from one dimension to another. I was somewhere else, and the people that were other 50 people that were with me, I never saw them, and they never saw me.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's right.
And there was a vibration and a sound, and something happened because the vibration. I heard it. I heard the shift. I felt it, and I saw all the colors change.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I just watched something either yesterday or earlier today. I don't remember because I'm memory shot. But it was this guy that I'm sure you guys know about the Montauk facility.
Oh, yeah.
In the northeast part of the United States. Okay. Well, this guy that I was watching this video about lived many, many miles away from this base. And he ended up coming across people that had memories of meeting him and that he was involved in the MK Ultra, mind programming crap. And it turns out he was living in 2 different dimensions at the same time, which is what I fully believe is going on now with even us.
Yeah, I
science
think
has
that's how
proven
they
there's
get
multiple dimensions. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like the fourth
I
was
mean,
an underground base. I'm sure that's
Mm-hmm.
how they get you there.
Yeah.
Hey,
they remembered all this crap about
through
this
your
guy
feelings,
being their handler.
Can do it too.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
One at a time, ladies. What would you say, Celine?
I was saying that if alien can float you out through the ceiling of your house, the government can too.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
if what she's saying is a dimensional shift, and you're just literally being pulled from one dimension to another, and they're bending it that way. That makes sense to me. I can see that.
And that goes back to that whole, Mandela effect. Because in one dimension you remember something, well, if you step forward to another, you're remembering it differently. Even just a simple example from when I was growing up, it was the Berenstain Bears, not the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. A new one is Ed McMahon. Who remembers Ed McMahon?
I do, yes.
Me too. Yep.
Wasn't he the one that
I remember
all that information on TV and the commercials and
Uh-huh.
all that? Wasn't his face
Yep.
on the envelope when they mailed it to you? Now, if you look
Mhm.
it up, it's not the case. He's got nothing to do with
No.
it. You can look it up on the internet now, and he never existed in that realm on that. That never happened.
I mean, I had
Easy.
it was like about 2 or 3 days before Snowmageddon hit Texas. I went to do laundry, and I had a pair of one of my son's socks in with our laundry. It got mixed in. It was left in the washing machine, so I just threw our clothes in there to rewash them. I went to go pull stuff out of the dryer, and they weren't there.
Holy shit.
It was this freaky Matrix moment,
Well, that I think
Like,
is a
what the hell?
universal phenomenon. I mean, the missing socks are That's a universal phenomenon. They normally don't take both, though. They
Mhm.
just take one.
It was bizarre. I was like, what the heck, you know? I remember holding these in my hand, putting them in the washing machine, now they're gone.
What do you guys remember me talking to you about me? Not just, it's like it wasn't missing time in my life, but I don't know how to just even say it other than it wasn't missing time, but it was, but it wasn't. My mind glitched at some point because I remember. It's the only way I can say it, Celine. Laugh, but I'm telling you, it really is. I'm like, what the fuck happened to me?
Yeah.
I can remember coming in.
I know what you mean, dude.
Hang on, I come in here. I sat in the recliner. It was 1:13, one something in the morning. I remember specifically looking at the clock on the TV. I went to bed. I literally dreamed. I dreamed, and then I woke up and I looked at my clock on my phone, and it said 12:30. I'm like, and at that moment, I'm like, I literally sat up in bed. I'm like, what the fuck just happened to me? I literally did. I'm like, what the hell was this? Because I remember going and crashing in the recliner, walking my ass upstairs, going to bed, falling asleep, going into dream state, and then waking up an hour before I went to bed. Explain that shit. Hello.
No, I just wish were you able to check any other clock besides the one on your phone?
I did not.
Because phones could switch time zones, do funky things.
Mm.
But if it happened to me, I would have said that no way that was my phone.
It
But if it was only your phone,
I've been there.
I live
one at a time, ladies.
I live pretty close to a time change zone, so that could happen to me.
That was an oof moment to me.
It's shocking because you know.
Yeah. Andrew Hamilton says alcohol.
You were there.
Shut up. No, Andrew, it was not. It was not alcohol. That was like the day I fell off the porch and skinned the shit out of my knee. Everybody's like, oh, you were drunk, man. I'm going, no, I wish that I was drunk when I fell off the porch. Because I took a ginormous sized chunk out of my knee. I'm like, I literally was on the ground. I'm like, did I really just fall off of my front porch and I did. And my neighbors said the same thing. Was you drunk? I'm going, no, I wish I was because, yeah. 3 steps. I've got 5 steps from my back porch to the concrete patio. And, well, I just literally, my body, I missed 2 steps, and I can just say, yeah, that hurt. No. Unless you were drunk and it was 1:13. Unless you were drunk and it was 11:13 p.m. No. I was not drunk. It was not 11:13. It was 1:13 in the morning. I went to bed. I had a dream. I literally woke up, and next thing you know, I checked my phone. I'm like, because I sometimes check my phone for messages, whatever. And it was 1 hour prior. I'm telling you guys, it was 1 hour prior that I went to bed.
I believe you. Well, did you think about
I believe you too.
The porch thing?
What's that?
Is it possible they picked you up as you stepped off that first step, and then when they brought you back, it was a little too far out, like 1 foot farther out, and you went down 2 steps instead of 1?
I don't know.
That you were abducted.
I don't know.
Put back.
I don't know. I don't know.
You stepped off those steps.
I don't know. Ange, I'm telling you, I don't know what the f happened to me. But all I do know is I do remember. I'm not ruling anything out.
There could have been a timeline glitch right in that moment, and your body was a foot forward more than it was supposed to be, and you went down 2 steps instead of 1. So you basically just stepped off into thin air.
Well, them sons of bitches owe me some. They owe me some knee skin, because I'm telling you right now.
How many times have you gone through a doorway and straight hit the freaking frame of the door? You're like, what's wrong with me? You started out going through the doorway just fine, and somehow you just walk into the side of it, like as hard as you can. Like,
Yep.
You know, how do you do that?
Well, you ought to come over here and talk to my wife, because she'll flat out tell you she has seen me dead square walk straight into a closed door. You guys that may think that I'm bright, I am not very bright, because I have dead square turned around and walked into it. I've walked into the wall. I walk over shit all the time, and don't even mean to.
I have tripped over my own shadow, Matt. So, you know,
right? I I don't pay attention where I go. I don't.
Nope, me neither. I am curious. I have a question for both of you. Have y'all had any weird, like really weird, out of the normal dreams lately?
Oh, yeah, I've been astral big time. In fact, I'm starting to see somebody that I know almost every night, and he's having the same experience I'm having. So we're describing the same scenario, we're doing the same things, we're in the same places, and that's amazing.
Astral, yes.
What about you, Matt?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because here's the thing. I try to look for that dream state and when the dream state kicks in. Because I'm one of those people that wait for paralysis to kick in. You got to remember, I'm a hypnotherapist by trade. I love hypnosis. I love being astral. Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, absolutely.
You know what? I'd say I have been having, the one that I can think of offhand is that there was a nuclear scare. Me and a bunch of people I did not know, and I was trying to protect this one child. He was like under the age of 10.
Hang on, callers. I see you.
We were trying to get underground. Before this nuke hit, and we barely got below surface. And the light, I remember seeing the flash of the nuke hit, and I was shielding this boy that was under the age of 10 with my body, trying to shield him from the blast.
Oh my God!
And when the blast ended, I had a screw on either side of my body, the left and the right side, that were diagonal to each other. That's the one I remember the most frequently. It was bizarre. I woke up.
You have it over and over again, the same dream?
No, the one I've had over and over again since I was a teenager was this meeting a person on the street. It was a male, and I remember him pointing a gun at me and me laughing at him, saying, "Yeah, you're not going to frickin' shoot me," or whatever. And I remember turning my back on him, and he shot me, and I felt the bullet hit. I woke up with a pain in the back of my head from this bullet hitting my head.
Wow.
But it was freaky. I've had some freaky dreams.
But that's a repeated dream. You have that dream over and over again. And
yes, I've had repeated dreams of being shot.
Or test the outcome?
I have tried to, because for the most part I can control my dreams. It's I realize I'm dreaming, can control them, but the ones that I've had of being shot, I cannot change the outcome. And when I wake up from the ones being shot, I have actual pain in the places that I've been shot, whether it's the back of my head or my hip or wherever.
I think a lot of people would agree that is probably MK Ultra type training, that is actual, the pass-fail, splitting, trauma-based programming stuff. Because they used to have to take you somewhere and do that. Now they just take you in astral and do it.
I would not be surprised. I've had an interesting childhood, let's put it that way.
Ladies.
I would not be surprised if it wasn't.
We're switching callers.
Yes.
Celine, Miss Angela, we're going to switch callers here. If that's cool with you. I appreciate you guys both sharing this evening with me. Celine, appreciate you. And got to have you back on the show and discuss more of your wildness life, honey, because it's
my shenanigans.
Wow. Yeah. Celine, you called me first, babe. Tell me something positive. Tell everybody something positive before you go out of here. Can you do that?
Oh, honey, you know what I'm going to say. Where we go one, we go all. It's as simple as that.
Wow. All right, sweetheart. Thank you. Tell your old man I said I'm with him. He can always come up to my camp, and we'll keep him warm when you start to freeze his ass out of there. Good.
Okay.
All right.
Love
Good night.
you guys.
Love you too, Celine. Take care of yourself.
Good night.
Good night.
Mm-hmm. You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, Miss Ange. I'm switching callers here. Hang. All right, there we go. Now, Miss Angela Stats, tell me you're gonna be back for an interview number 3 and catch everybody up on your life.
Oh, I'll do my best. We'll figure something out.
All right.
So something positive before I go.
Yes, ma'am.
I think, going back to what's happening in my house, I think that there is something to the heightened energy that's around the planet. So what we are doing is working, and we all have access to that. So if you put it in your mind that it's possible to get juiced on something that is developing, that is a result of all the positivity that we're holding in this space, then by all means tap into it and magnify it, because I think that's what's happening in my house, that curious things are finding their way in here, and there's so much energy that they're able to play with it, and that's why they keep coming and doing stuff. And like the kids are laughing and running around and opening doors because they can,
Oh yeah.
So if all this extra energy is floating around everywhere, and possibly, me and my daughters are magnifying that because of what we do, that, everybody has access to that. So if there's an overabundance of something happening, then I hope everyone taps into that and gets the benefit of it somehow.
Oh yeah.
I think it's out there, and I think we need to realize it and grab hold of it and start channeling that. So
Hell yeah.
we'll see.
Thank you, Ange. Miss Angela Stats.
See ya.
All right, babe. Take care of yourself. We'll catch you later. Alrighty then. Let's enjoy some more open line madness from area code 574. Welcome to the Matrix Minds. You are live on the Matrix. What's going on and who is this? Hello.
What's up, my brother? It's Camacho.
What's up? John Boy be in the house. What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, everyone?
What's new in your life, John?
So how's everything going, brother? Man, this is a lot getting talked about tonight.
Yeah, well, it's open lines night, man. Open lines madness. Hey,
Yeah, buddy.
let's add some more madness. What do you think? Hang tight.
I got some madness for you, bro.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about it. Area code 901.
Okay, so
Wait. 901, welcome to this madness here on the Matrix. Welcome aboard. Who is this? Hello.
Adam Anderson.
Who?
Adam Anderson.
Adam, what's cracking, bro? Welcome.
What's up, man?
Welcome, man.
I think last time me and you spoke, my Facebook account got deleted.
Well, I've got a lot of friends
It's really
like
messed
that.
up.
We got a lot of friends like that here on the Matrix Minds, don't we, John Boy?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
All right, John. Adam, let's hear John's story. What's cracking, John? What kind of madness in your life, bro?
Okay, so here we go. Listen to this. So my girl, my fiance, she found some info and she sent it to me. And I was reading it, and I'm like, okay, I got to get a hold of Matt and the Matrix family, because this is kind of, it's off the chain. I mean, it's two things. The first one is, she sent me this, and this person put, this is what they put. They put, the Earth is not a globe, but a dome is above it. And they said, it's not spinning. We never landed on the moon. The moon and the planets are inside the dome. They said, you're being brainwashed. They said, you better get ready because something big's coming. Yeah. What do you think about that, bro?
Well, that goes alongside of the concave Earth. That is what she was introduced to. the concave Earth. Now, I'm not ruling anything out because you guys know me by now. I will agree to disagree. And if you believe that the Earth is a pyramid inside of a concave dome, hey, by all means, man, I could whatever. I don't. Adam, help me here.
Yeah.
Help me, Adam.
Help you?
Help me, bro.
Okay.
Help me. Shit moment.
Okay, you want me to help you, right?
It put me in a whole hole. I didn't know what to say about it.
Yeah, man. Oh no, John. I don't know.
Well, let me. I'm sorry.
No, I just told John I don't know what to say. That I call it's the concave. That is the concave belief. And well, if you believe in the concave Earth,
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm always.
I just heard it tonight.
I'll send you both.
Yeah, I'm always
some stuff.
really open-minded, actually.
I'll send you both some stuff on the concave Earth. It's definitely
Okay.
a great theory. A lot like the flat
Okay.
Earth theory, inner Earth theory. Great
Okay,
theories.
so that right there, I totally get you, bro. So yes, send me some stuff. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I will.
Here's the second thing. This right here is really gonna blow your mind.
All right, I'm ready.
This is. Matt? Have you ever heard of the Black Swan? It's an Operation Black Swan.
I think you sent that to me today,
wow.
didn't you? Didn't you send it to me today? Or I seen it.
Do what?
Did you send that to me today?
No.
Somebody posted something about that, and I kind of skipped over it, dude. What is it?
This right here is it's gonna happen in October, which is in a week. Whatever, October 1st, whenever it starts. But this basically what it is the financial advisors we trust. I'm reading it right now.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Have warned of an impending crash worse than we have ever seen, and it's all to do with banks.
Welcome
And
to
the
the Matrix.
number one bank it talks about is Chase.
What?
J.P. Morgan.
Oh, are
Yeah.
they having a financial meltdown?
Wow.
Oh,
Well, it has to do with the government and everything. That's why they call it the Black Swan. And what they're talking about, once again, I was talking to my fiance about this, and she sent me this. It says the CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase has just warned that his bank is preparing for potentially catastrophic U.S. credit default.
I don't know, bro.
That's what was posted.
I mean, here again, my outlook on this, and Adam's probably gonna laugh, and you're gonna laugh. But you ready? But mine is like boo fucking who. It ain't like they didn't ask for it.
Yeah, you're right.
I could give two damns if they fall on their face, dude. I really could.
mean, I look at it this way. Bro. Honestly, with everything that's going on right now in this world, that's the last thing on my mind. Honestly. If you want to take my money and dip, so be it.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, because you got to look at it this way. If one bank goes down, you honestly think the other banks are going to follow? It's a bunch of Simon Says bullshit.
That's yeah.
2008 was some
Let 'em
bullshit.
blow-
I didn't even know what was going on then.
Let them blow up. I could care. I could care less. because the way they have done.
Yeah, I mean, I know people freak out because, you know, like there's been posts underneath what I just read to you, and people are saying, what do I do? I've got a lot of money saved in the bank. What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. But seriously, what could you do if it did happen?
Well,
You couldn't do it.
Take out half your money. That's what I'd do. Take out half your money.
I agree with that.
And leave the rest just in case.
Yeah, I agree with Adam. Yeah, take half of the money out and then just leave whatever else is in there. And if it happens, so be it.
Yep.
Yeah. At least you still got money, and if people are letting you buy stuff with money, I mean, like, we can decide. Like, see, that's the thing. We decide what something's worth. If it's worth it to you, then it's worth it. So who gives a care if the government, you know, says that money's worthless? Like, is it worth something to you? Yeah, okay.
That's
Take
right.
it, great. You know, or trade, whatever. We can figure it out. We don't need to be coddled, guys.
Nope.
Yeah,
Preach
for
it,
sure.
Adam.
There's
Preach
nothing
it.
to really be freaking out about. And I mean, seriously, whatever happens. I mean, you just gotta go with the flow.
That's right.
Yeah.
Adam, what'd you call? Let me hear your what's going on in Adam's world, man. That's some good shit, John.
Well, I'll share as much as I can anyway, because it, you know, I have to call back in another time or something. But anyways, so I just kind of like to introduce everybody. I think it's basically my first time being on. Like to introduce myself. Yeah.
What?
So, I was born and raised. What now?
Is it really?
Oh,
I thought you called them. I thought you
I
called
was
the Matrix
born and raised
before.
in the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh my
You're so
God!
funny.
I know. All right, keep going.
Yeah. Nice sounds. Yeah.
I know.
So at the age of 5, it's actually a really sad story. It's part of my life with the getting vaccine injured. But oops, trying to say that on Facebook. Sorry.
No.
But yeah. Anyways, getting the lethal injection. They said that. Okay, so my mom told me I have to get injected with the chickenpox and measles, you know, thing before I can go to school. And immediately, bro, literally, I knew exactly what she was talking about. Freaking 5 years old, and never in my life that I can think of did any prior research or anything like that. I'm 5 years old. I mean, like, I wasn't able to really use the internet until like 2010. But I was just like super conscious, super aware, like super connected to the spiritual realm. Some might call it heaven, whatever. That's cool. You know, I was connected to like the intuition, and it was telling me not to take this, that I was going to be injured. And I kept trying to tell my mom about it, and I was being very respectful and everything. It was just creepy as heck, dude. It's a lot like right now. It's just like people are getting these injections, acting like everything's all good, and I'm like, no, it's not good.
Right.
So I get over there, and and I see all of these kids like being injected against their will, and they're all screaming bloody murder. And you know, most people just think that kids are, you know, just kids and they don't know anything. No, I mean, like, some kids are smarter than most adults, man.
Right.
So, like, trying to warn the adults. Yeah, it's trying to just, you know, warn the adults. I can't remember any kids, you know, in front of me trying to warn their parents, but they're definitely saying, no, mommy, no. You know, they were just, I guess they're basically saying the same thing. They're just like, you know, it's not good. And so I'm literally sitting on the log. I'm like 20 or 30 feet away from the van. It was actually sitting in a Sam's Club parking lot. And if you know anything about the Illuminati connection with Sam's Club and the McDonald's, like, it was actually behind me. I was sitting right there. At the time, I wasn't even thinking about like the origins of Sam's Club or you know, McDonald's. I was just like, I can't get this injection. I get this injection, I could literally die. I know I'm definitely going to get sick. So anyways, I did get sick later on, but what happened before that was really interesting. I actually got an opportunity to talk with one of the nurses. They have 3 nurses to vaccinate one child. Inject one child. So that's what I think so weird about it.
Hang on.
They're always planning on like forcing you.
Hang on. I gotta do this. You ready? You ready?
Okay.
All right. Bad at him.
Yeah. Okay.
Bad at him.
Yeah.
Learn your ABCs.
Right?
Yeah. So he's so funny. So then I'm talking to the nurse, and I asked, the nurse is telling me I have to get this, to go to school to protect me from the chickenpox and measles. And I said, okay, so those kids ahead of me that have gotten injected for the chickenpox and measles, they're not going to be able to get chickenpox and measles now, right? And she said, right. I said, okay. Well, there's no reason for me to take it now, is there? She was freaking floored. She was just like, what the hell? Did I just get, out-scienced by a 5-year-old? Yes, you did. So I was explaining to my mom and the nurse, contagion doesn't exist. Because if contagion existed, I would have died before this injection. There's so many, viruses out there, and it just doesn't make any sense how out of all these millions and billions or whatever viruses there are, you want me to get vaccinated against, or, get injected against this one. And so anyways, I kept being talked down to, like the news media is doing to people now. They just wore my spirit down so bad. So they talked me into getting into the chair, and then the spirit realm spoke to me again, the intuition, and said, get up, get up. And so I tried to get up, but literally my own mother, my own evil, sick mother, man, so many people try and excuse her. I'm like, no. She literally never, later on when I get a chance to tell you about the other stories, she literally never cared for me. Literally never. It was just like a burden. But anyways, so I get held down, and there's 2 other nurses helping my mom, and then the third nurse, injects me against my will, dude. And after that, I literally had foggy brain, could not think straight. Still, I struggle today. I'm still trying to figure out why I have good days and I have bad days. I think a lot of it has to do with the technology, man. I think even for the people that don't get the COVID, Yeah.
You got to stop dropping those words. I'm telling you, you've got to stop saying them algorithm kicks.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I swear, if he keeps saying those words, man, I'm starting to think he's related to that one guy that you had on the show.
Man, dude, you'll literally get it
one
booted.
that kept saying the words over and over and over?
Yeah, that guy.
No,
yeah,
I do apologize. Okay, so I'll just move on from that story then. So anyway, I grew up in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and because of my injury, it just, I could see the hypocrisy, but I didn't really know what to do about it. It's I think a human brain can only focus on so much at one time. And so I was constantly being told, that there is a God and God's going to save us one of these days. And it's dude, when I really look back at the times that I have read the Bible, I'm but there's been so many end times in the Bible. This is what I try and reason with Christians with. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. Keep going. I do.
Oh, okay. What? I don't know if it's a disconnect or whatever.
No, you're there.
But anyways, okay. Well, I'm trying to not be the only one that talks. So what do you mean keep going? You mean to say a little bit more? Cause
you can talk. You
do
can
you
talk.
understand what I'm saying?
I do. We're with you. We're just listening. That's what I said. Me and John still listening. You got the floor, bro.
Okay.
You got the floor. Keep going.
All right. So, there was the end of the Garden of Eden, right?
Okay.
And then I think there was the end, like the flood, right? And then I don't know the exact order because, most of my life's been so hectic. I mean, the Jehovah's Witnesses would constantly tell me Bible reading's important. But when I'm doing my best, considering my injury, I'm trying to, like neurological damage to my brain and stuff, and I'm just trying to do my best to get through life, and I'm trying to get a good education so that I can get a decent job to care for myself. The Jehovah's Witnesses would constantly...
I would love to stop you right there. I would love to. Can I please can I please interact for a minute with you?
Go ahead.
Okay. How much do you think you're going to pay for college? Let me ask you that. What are you planning on paying for college? Do you think?
Oh, I've never intended on going to college. What I meant is just like the Jehovah's Witnesses was always getting in the way. I couldn't even graduate high school. Like they said, I failed kindergarten twice, and then they said I failed first grade.
Now, was you going
They labeled me with ADHD. Go ahead.
Was you going to a Jehovah's Witness school, out of curiosity?
Oh, no. So they did put me in school, but it didn't last very long because of the injury. But at the time, I wasn't aware of that after being injured. So then, I kind of started homeschooling. Like my mom started homeschooling me, and then she would go out in field service a lot. She would go clean houses a lot. She played on her computer game a lot. So I never got to learn anything. I never got to learn like math, reading, writing. Basically just I don't know what entry level skills to get into a job. And so mostly anything that I've done in the past has mostly been like labor.
Okay. Continue with what you're saying.
Labor work.
Yeah. Let me ask you real quick. Did it not pay enough?
Sure. Well, the problem is that while I was trying to work to care for myself, the Jehovah's Witnesses, see, when you're a Jehovah's Witness,
Matt,
you're not allowed to spend time with any other you're not allowed to spend time with people that aren't Jehovah's Witnesses. So, your pool of influence is all indoctrinated people. And so you're trying to constantly fight that influence by focusing on work. Focus on getting your work done. Don't carry your religion to work. Just get the work done. But they're constantly hammering you with this propaganda all the time that, you need to make a point of witnessing to everybody, like even at work and stuff. And they're like, they would tell me whenever they felt like I was working too much, they're like, I just feel like you're falling away from Jehovah. And I'm like, what the freak? And my poor little damaged brain couldn't take it. And I was just like, so I dealt with a lot of anxiety, stress, depression, not caring whether I live or die, and thoughts of suicide for most of my life because they were constantly at me, man. They were like narcissists, like gaslighting. Basically, they would start a fire, and then they would blame me for it.
What?
My phone's cracked.
Okay,
Yeah.
Can I jump in real fast?
Yes.
Okay. You've got, let me try to say this as about smooth as I can.
No, wait a minute.
Okay.
Just give it to him.
You have a brain injury, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, so Matt knows more about me with this, but I have a brain injury as well. Okay?
Wow.
And it seems to me, as like you were saying, with being in the Jehovah's Witness, that as a kid growing up, that they were just slamming you with stuff that you cannot do. You can't be this. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Exactly.
Okay?
I'm not Superman.
Now, so it's like, if you look at it, since when? Because I know, believe me, I know about Jehovah's Witnesses and all that. Believe me, I know. But
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Are you talking to
what
your
I'm
wife?
saying was-
Oh, no. It's okay.
Okay, so what I was saying is, okay, so, yeah, they tell you what you can, what you cannot do,
Yeah.
and you not to do this, not to do this. But what's funny is, you can't celebrate holidays, correct?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Now, if you can't celebrate holidays, you can't be with your family if they're not in Jehovah's Witnesses or anything. You, disown them. If that's all
sad.
so much in the Bible like they say it is, then that right there should have woke you up where you knew, I'm going the wrong direction. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean, when I was a young teenager, before I was even a teenager, there was one night where, my dad often stayed home. He's been inactive most of my life, which is actually a good thing. And I wanted to stay home with him. It wasn't about because my dad's staying home, I want to stay home. It was just I wasn't old enough to stay home alone, so I just didn't want to go at all. And so, when I saw my mother literally get viciously angry, and she's laid her hands on me before, I've been abused mentally and physically, mainly mentally, but I didn't push the envelope very much because every time I did, and even when I didn't, I still got attacked. Just even when I followed the rules, so it was this constant trauma-based mind control. Even when I was trying to move into a better situation, I literally moved out of my parents' house because I didn't have a high school diploma, didn't have anything that I could easily work with and go get a job on my own. I literally had, because I couldn't spell, couldn't read at the time, I literally had, they just totally dropped the ball. My dad tried, but, mainly my mom dropped the ball. My dad's working all day, and my mom's just always overspending our money, coming to us kids for our money we saved up. I bought a microwave one time, and she gave it away to a lady. I bought this microwave so cheap I could have sold it for double what I paid for it and made more money. I think the microwave was really valued at $120, but they were selling for $20 at Sam's Club at the time. And, I could at least sold it for $40 or more, and made profit back. And, I was constantly trying to learn how to save money and invest money and do all this, but I could never do it because as a teenager, she was constantly taking my money. So finally in 2007, March the 4th of 2007, I get to move out. That night, I give my first public Bible reading at the Kingdom Hall I grew up in Jehovah's Witnesses, to go move in with my sister and my brother-in-law because they said that they didn't like the way that, that situation was being handled with, me trying to get on my own 2 feet. My parents just weren't making it happen. I'm not trying to put blame where blame doesn't go. So, but anyways, it was mainly my mom. She was just always holding me back. My dad tried, and whenever he tried, she jumped on him. So anyways, I go to my sister and my brother-in-law. Man, spend 4 years there. Wasn't worth the 4 years that I spended. I didn't even realize at the time, literally when I lived in Memphis, Tennessee, the first time, when I grew up here before I left, I didn't realize there was a bus, that I could have took. There's a lot of things I literally didn't know that an 18-year-old, even when I was 18, at this point, when I left them, I was 21, but
how old
an
are you now?
18-year-old should know. I didn't have my driver's license.
John,
I had to wait until I got to my sister and my...
Adam, my bad. I interrupt you. How old are you now, John or Adam?
Oh, I'm 35.
35. Okay. Keep going. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah. So I was 21 I think it was about right. I was like 21 when I left my mom and dad in 2007. And then, we get me educated a little bit. I get my driver's license. The government kind of helps out with funding to pay for my gas, get me to school, so on and so forth. And I get to this point to where I'm working a job in total and all. I was there, a year and a half, but there was this one point to where I was actually able to start saving up money. And I keep trying to think of why I wasn't able to save up a lot more money. But anyways, so when I first got the job, I was working like 67 hours a week or something, trying to impress the new employer and everything. And then later on, us Jehovah's Witnesses at the time when I was one, we have to go to the employer. We're always encouraged to go to the employer and tell the employer that there's special days Jehovah's Witnesses have to be off. We have to be off for all of our Sunday meetings, all of our nightly, weekly meetings, and we have to be off for like 3 or 4 days or whatever it is to go to an out-of-town convention, or if it's in town, better not spend as much time. Oh, there's quick builds we have to go to, like all this stuff. Like, we're not getting paid for any of this to be a Jehovah's Witness. Usually I would spend like grand total like 100 hours a month, being a Jehovah's Witness when all is said and done. And I was just freaking burned out, man. And so by the time I was spending like 100 hours a month being a Jehovah's Witness, going out in the field ministry a lot, doing a lot of different theocratic activities, they call it privileges, me being given privileges. I'm like, no, this is not privileges. This is horror. Holding the mics at the Kingdom Hall.
Bro, can I tell you?
Yeah. You said that you're... Go ahead. Go on.
No, because somehow, some way, I gotta shift this off of a religious topic. Because number one, you're putting people to sleep. Number two, I'm honestly believing that you bought into I'm believing that you bought into the bullshit.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't really have much of a choice. If you don't go with it, you're homeless.
But you're not.
Like, literally.
You're not. All right, let's talk about now. How are you, Adam, now? Are you homeless?
No, I mean, yeah. I'm like, the way I look at home is completely different from the way most people look at home. But I have a place to lay my head. I have food to put in my stomach.
Okay.
But I mean, things are worse now, than they've ever been before. And of course, the thing since March of 2020 makes it difficult. But it's my story, and it makes me who I am, or not really makes me who I am. I feel like I was already this person. I feel like I was. Any of you ever feel like you were alive before this life?
Welcome to the Matrix Minds, Adam. Yep. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That was a question you were waiting to ask yourself in front of a whole bunch of people. Because yes, we have.
Yeah, I mean, because it's mind-blowing how much I know about. Like, I literally know it. Can I show you evidence like I like to do? Not always, no. Like, I was able to prove those, like, when I got injured, I was able to prove those two issues in March of 2020. I guess it's okay to say contagion, and the other one, the lethal in your arm. So I was able to prove that those were both bad for you in March of 2020 as far as, show evidence from a doctor. People love to see it from a doctor. Like, even when you're talking about your own rights, like, I don't want to see that from a doctor. And it's like, right. Dude, like, I don't have to show you, but, I don't want you to be deceived into, falling into anything bad. So here, but, I'm always about the evidence. People come to me about so many different belief systems, and after what I've lived, I'm like, man, you got to show me proof. I ain't got to show you nothing. Okay, well, then don't talk to me about it. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you're claiming it as fact, but you're not showing me evidence. Like,
let me give you facts and let me give you evidence. Okay, I would love to.
okay.
Everybody here on the Matrix, as well as everybody in my life, knows that I have been a driver, a tractor trailer driver. I have been and done that for 28 years. Okay, I have driven eight years over the road, 28 years total. That is half of my life.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 45, going on 46 this year.
Right.
Now.
Yeah.
Ask me, please. I'm asking you to ask me what my average income was as a driver with no education. I quit school.
What was your average?
My average income as a driver was, and this was in the beginning. In the beginning was $28,000 a year. Okay.
Wow.
Now ask me what it was whenever I quit driving. And then I'll ask you guys, please donate to the show because you'll realize why it's so hard to maintain the show.
Right.
I quit driving this year to do this show full time. Okay? But I quit a full-time position with this last employer I had and I was with at $46,000 a year. Okay?
Wow.
So I don't want to hear anybody say I cannot do something. I'm living proof that yes, you can. You've got to have it in your You've got to have it in your own gray matter that you do matter. You are better than what someone else says. When they say you can't, you say you can. Okay?
Yeah, you gotta have that fire burning inside you.
You do, absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got to say, when they say you can't, you got to plant your ass firmly in the ground and you've got to say, I can do this. It's like this show. We're going to make this show is going to prevail. It will. It will not be ever be owned by corporate anything. You guys own the show.
Right.
You own the show. You're the ones that fund it because I'm not working, bro. This is it. This is my job now. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
It has been this way since January, and it's successfully taking care of itself. It will. I believe it will.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that you know that you're nobody's puppet.
Yes, you are nobody's puppet.
Right.
You are owned by nobody, my friend. Nobody. And the moment
you own yourself.
You have got to stand firm in your own self, okay? So I seen something in the chat so I seen something in here. One of the Matrix Breakers dropped it, and they said that you were labeled by the mainstream, okay? And that's no doubt. Whenever they say ADHD, you know what?
Right.
Here's the one thing they love to do. ADHD. You're ADHD. You're this. You're that. You're ADHD. You know what? Let the boy think. I'm sorry that he thinks outside the fucking box. Leave him be. He's him.
Right.
That is who he is. That's who he is. Leave him the fuck alone. That's how he is. That's who he is.
Don't ever let anybody control your life.
No.
Because you are the only one that can control your life. You got to keep that fire burning inside you. And like Matt said, you got to keep your feet on the ground, solid. And when people say shit, laugh at them. Hell, because I know me and Matt do. We laugh constantly.
You know what? I do. I laugh at him too, at him, because let me tell you something, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is funny, and this is funny. There is definitely this little broadcast isn't quite so little, and I'm thankful for everybody who's sharing the show, because we are a little voice in a big ass pond with some big corporate funding. And let me tell you what, I can tell you that the numbers that you guys produce on this show by sharing it, by sharing it, okay, and getting it out there, the funding could be a lot better. Trust me, because there's months where I'm literally skimming to pay the monthly bills. I shit you not. Even though the show is what it is, you guys make it what it is. The sharing and the growing, the numbers are there. Do you know that this show literally produces numbers in a month that Coast to Coast AM does in a year? Do you know how big that is?
Wow.
That is fucking big.
Big.
That's huge.
That's great, man.
Okay? And I'm just saying that in a month. In 1 month, that's 30 days in the whole year, but I am so proud that we have got the show to that point. You guys did it, not me.
I appreciate how you say we. Yeah.
It is we. It's a we thing. If it wasn't for we, I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of one of those things that I talk with people about different, belief systems. I'm like, everybody's not to lessen your story or the next person's story. It's just, everybody has a different circumstance. I mean, like, honestly, what would you have done the many times that you would have been in my position when, like, all you know is what you know. Like, and I did everything I could think of. I mean, I finally got away from, like, my family, and I could have stopped going to the Kingdom Hall, but I noticed things were rocky with my employer. Like, my employer helped me get a place to live, and I lived in a trailer. It was a nice trailer for like $500 a month. It was supposed to be cheaper. He cheated me on that. Like, I had a car that was messed up. He fixed it. He said, because you're such a great employee, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna pay for it to be fixed. And so he pays for it to be fixed. I mean, I'm just saying it like that because I don't have time to go into a long story on it. But and then there was another car, that I got from my parent. He said, I'm not gonna, pay to get this one fixed, and he pays to get that one fixed. And so I end up owing him money when he said he wasn't going to put it on. Like, he said he was going to pay for the first car to be fixed, and then I forget about the second car, what happened exactly. But anyways, after a year of me working there, he didn't give me a raise, he said, because he helped me move out into a place that he got from his church buddy across the street. Across the street was my landlord, who was his church buddy. So I was living across the street from my landlord, and, I never even thought about, I might have thought, I don't know, but, like, you never know until you ask. I mean, I could have probably asked the landlord, hey, if I end up leaving working for Ben, at the catering place, and I get a job somewhere else, are you going to let me stay here, renting? And I would have suspected he would have said no, but so I didn't let go of the Jehovah's Witness connections just yet because, they always had me by the balls financially. Like, there was always, like, every freaking second, like, even the times that I saved up money, bro, it kept getting sabotaged. Like, I saved up. So earlier in my story, it was kind of interrupted, but now I remember. So earlier in my story, I was talking about I was working so much for the catering place, and like, I saved up. I was able to save up like $2,000 in 10 weeks. Like, I was so disciplined. I mean, I was only making $8 an hour. I was working 40 hours a week, and my paychecks would be like $250, or sometimes $300. But no matter what, bro, even if my check was short 1 week, it was like $191. I was like, I'm putting $200 in savings for my car or place to live, whatever, to get free of my sister and my brother-in-law. And that's because like I had a check, all those other times before the $191 check that was like $200 or $300. I didn't be like, okay, I put my $200, in the savings account to get my own life on track and be responsible for myself and everything. And now I'm just going to blow the rest. It wasn't like that. Like some people might call me cheap. I was just being smart, like I hardly spent money on anything. I always kept my oil changed. I always kept my gas, in the car, never ran out of gas. Did a good job taking care of little bitty maintenance things on the car. I had a friend that I could do yard work for to do the maintenance on the car. And all this while, dude, the 70 hours a month that just alone in field service hours that I was spending going out in field service, not getting paid for this, I calculated it up one day. If I was making $20 an hour at a job and spending 70 hours a month, that would be like over $16,000. And I'm like, what the freak, man? Like, No wonder I was constantly struggling for money, because the Jehovah's Witnesses were always like, you need to do more in Jehovah's service. I mean, it wasn't like a recommendation. It wasn't encouragement like they claim. They were literally bullying me, bro. If I had spoken up to them, if I had spoken up for myself, no question, I would have been out on the street. I mean, I used to be a type of person that believed in God. He's not going to allow you to do without. But I'm like, man, I know. You know that feeling you get when something's going to happen if you don't take a certain course?
You talking about the intuition? The intuition kicks in? Yeah.
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 Yeah. I knew I was going to be kicked out. So that's what I sincerely mean. It's because of my injury, because of the trauma I've gone through in my life, I really have to control my emotions, because it's very traumatic for me. And I know it sounds silly, but that's just the way my brain works.
But it's not.
But it's very traumatic for me.
It's something you need to work through, bro. It's something. Here's the thing. You got to remember. Okay. What is the name? Hang on a second. There is a word for a and again, it is a label. These damn labels. I can't even think of the name. It's a label, not ADHD, not ADHD, not something. It's the name of a man syndrome. John, can you help me out here?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think of the name for that.
Listen, Adam. Here's
what is that?
I don't know. It slipped my mind. Here's the thing, Adam. I want to work with you. I personally, I am not a medical doctor. I am not a medical doctor. Okay.
Yeah.
But I am a clinical hypnotherapist that has got a number of clients that I've worked with that will help you find your own stability, find your own self, okay, and remove the conditioning labels, okay? Because here's the thing, Asperger's. Thank you, Angela Stats. Thank you, Asperger's syndrome. Asperger's.
Asperger's. Yeah.
That's the name.
I'll bet you anything that you were just steps away from them saying, Adam's got Asperger's syndrome. Weren't you?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, any time that I made any darn sense, I got called names. I got bullied by the Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, even after they got a new Bible in 2013, and I kept using the black Bible. I got made fun of for that out in field service. It's so dirty the way they do you, man. They literally try and suck your very spirit out of you, like.
Well, let's get your
with
spirit.
how much they want.
Let's get your spirit back, Adam. Okay, because you are a.
Well, I appreciate that.
You got it. You definitely have it, and you're not. Let me tell you something. Okay, welcome to my matrix. Welcome to my world. Welcome to your world. You're gonna be all right. Okay. But you've got to also realize that you're going to be all right. Because the moment you let your guard down, that darkness will catch up on that fear, feed on that loot. Listen to what I'm telling you. Feed on that loot that you're giving it.
Yeah.
Okay? And it will indeed consume you if you allow it to do so. Don't do that. Okay?
Yeah.
You've got to listen to
me.
me.
That fire burning inside of you.
Let that fire consume you, bro. Let it consume you. You are what you say you are. You are not what they tell you you are. Okay? You got to believe in your own self. If they say you can't, you show them every damn reason that you can. You are a product of the ultimate source of energy. They are scared shirtless of you, bro. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like what I was telling you, Adam, earlier. How you have that half of a mind situation. That's what I have. I was in, Matt, I've told you about this, Matt. I was, about 20-some years ago, I was in a bad car wreck. And I mean, so bad that I was in rehab for 2.5 years.
Yes.
Wow. Okay? And I have a brain trauma, damage, and seizures, and everything. And you know what? I have people out there that thought, you know what? He's done with. He can't do anything. He can't work. He can't do. You know what?
Wow.
I look at them and I laugh because you know what? Everything that people say I can't do, I do.
Right.
You know why?
Right.
Because I have that fire burning inside me, and not a damn person or anyone is ever going to stop that.
Right.
So, like Matt said, you got to just when people try to pull you down, you got to keep going forward and let that fire burn. That's the only thing that's going to keep you insane and keep you sane and everything. You just got to be strong no matter what.
Hey, Adam, I got some words for you.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm... Sorry?
I said I got some words for you, and I'm going to break the rules on my own show and say it like really, really loudly and proudly. You ready? Ready? You ready for this? Because here they come. You ready?
Okay.
Buck it, fuck it, and move on, man. You are the one that runs your own life. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Nobody tells Adam what to do.
That.
You do.
Well, I appreciate that encouragement, but it's like, when they say brass comes to balls, it's like, what are you going to do? Like I was sharing with you, what would you have done in the trailer situation,
Mm-hmm. Well, that's to say, everybody's mind creates differently. This is what makes us unique. I can't tell you. I truly can't tell you. Tammy Bonham in the chat can't tell you. Amy Lee can't tell you. Sirius can't tell you. John Camacho can't tell you. You did what you thought you needed to do. And this is what makes us so very unique. This is why that the God of all source energy created you, Adam, to see through your perception, to see what you would do, to see how you would handle it. Rise above it. I seen it in the chat. Oh my God, I seen it in the chat. This is amazing. Yeah. Rise above the bullshit. Don't allow it to be made. Awesome. It's not in your life, bro. You got it, buddy. Are you fed?
Right. Well,
right?
I mean, like
you're taken care of. Do it. Just live it.
So many people say to me, that you really need to stop focusing on your past. I'm like, the only reason that I bring back up the memories of the past is because I'm trying to see where I went wrong.
But
so don't negative how most people think about it.
Don't even do that. Don't even do that. You ready? This is what I tell my wife all the time. I tell my wife this. I tell my friends this. I even try. There you go. Seriously. Very good. Own your reality. Okay. Now, here's the thing. You ready for this? I tell my wife, now is now, then was then. Okay. Reflect on it. Don't dwell on it. Reflect on it. Do not dwell on it. Reflect on it. Do not dwell on it. When you first called this show, it was now moment. Okay, Adam. Whenever you first dialed them digits, it was now. You called that. You called the show. I'm gonna call the show now. It's not now. It's never going to be now. It is. We are always shifting consciousness. Okay, and here's the thing. I can look back. We can look back 10 minutes ago. That's still the past. Okay? We cannot even get out of our own lips the word now and it still be congruent with what it is. We'll never really catch up with the now other than now. It's the moment. We've got to create now, right now. Don't be worried about then, bro. You're empowered now. Let's worry about your future because your future is created in your moment. Create it now. Be like there. Amy Lee says it right there. Be proud. Be proud of who you are now, because now mattered. It's the only moment you'll ever have. Do you hear me? It's the only moment you're ever going to get. Now, create your now. Live in the now. That is your power. Step into it. Own it. Be you, bro. Be your source energy.
Right. Yeah, I got a stimulus check, and this is not many years ago. This is like I think it was this year. It might have been towards the end of last year, but anyway, nonetheless, it was $1,200, and I was like, I'm not gonna freaking waste this money. I am going to spend it properly, And so I was kind of, brainstorming with my dad because unfortunately, I don't have a computer to get on the IRS. And I didn't even have a cell phone at the time, or at least, I don't know. Anyways, I didn't have what I needed. I think what I needed was an email, and I didn't have an email at the time because my old email was all full up, and I was just like, I don't even know what to do. Anyways, so my sister helps me get it all set up to get the $1,200. And then, like, before the money even gets to me, she's like, you need to give Dad some of that $1,200. She literally said it in front of my other sister and my dad. And I'm like, what the freak? So anyways, moving forward, like a couple of weeks, months, whatever, I get the money. And then, my dad was like thinking about what I would do with the money, get you a car or, get a laptop. And I'm like, I think I'm going to get a laptop because if I get a car, I'm going to have to pay car insurance, if I want to avoid all the legal hassles. This, that, the other, how expensive it is to have a car, what it costs. And so laptop's cheaper, right? Just think about laptop's cheaper, get a laptop, be able to work from home, work for the corrupt corporation, unfortunately, Apple or whatever, like be a customer care representative. But like he goes ahead and he buys me a laptop. He doesn't have my money. He did it with his own money. And then he comes home one day and he's like, I need that $1,200. I'm like, oh, hell, what now? After all this life of constantly being sabotaged with my time and money, and them always saying, I'm mooching off of them. I'm like, because you keep, making me feel bad for not being a Jehovah's Witness, which I stopped being a Jehovah's Witness in 2016. But, man, it took me from 2016 until March of 2020 to be like, I've got to sort through these emotions. I've got to figure out. I was really kind of doing the work before March of 2020, but when March of 2020 hit, I was like, the United Nations is behind this. They're talking about, I guess I could say, Mark of the Beast. They're talking about the Mark of the Beast system. So I woke back up from when I was 5 years old. I was like, all right, I'm like, a job is not as important as like researching what the heck's going on, because I've been wondering my whole life, like, when this is after, I was wondering after, I was injured, because I kept trauma-based mind control. Like, I couldn't get, like, you might even hear it in my voice sometimes. I couldn't even get like a breath of air, man. Like, constant stress, constant, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. I would have to say things are kind of calm right now, but the biggest problem is long story short, my dad ended up stealing my $1,200 to fix the bathroom that all it needed was to be gutted. And he spent like $5,000 on that. He spent $5,000 on getting this massive tree cut down that needed to be cut down. And like, the only way he got my money is because he said he was going to take that laptop that he bought, send it back, and order me the right one. Well, I trusted him like a fool, and this is why I constantly tell people, with all my life experiences, don't trust people. Don't trust anyone. And that does not mean that if we guys get together, us ladies and gentlemen, we get together and we decide to have a community, it doesn't mean I'm not going to work with you guys or whatever. It just simply means don't put all of your eggs in one basket. That make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does. It does. John knows that lesson. I know that lesson very fluent. We all do. Yes, a lot of us do. We all know. We're with you. We're totally with you, bro. We're definitely with you.
Yeah,
100%.
so... Yeah, I mean, like, public transportation's out. I can't even use it right now. They're running a lot less. They got the restrictions. We'll just call it that. And, I literally, because of all of what I've experienced in my life, like, and not having slip-resistant shoes, like, I mean, like, no, it's normal shoes. Like, I think just walking, that doesn't really explain it very well, but like the shoes you can walk on rain, whether it's whatever surface it's on usually, and you're not slipping all over the place. Well, one day when I'm cleaning windows, I was trying to better myself in 2012. I started a window cleaning business. I kept it going even past when my van broke down. I was like, I had that F it attitude, right? Like literally I would do motivational quotes like since 2016 up until, I don't know, like 2018. It kind of fluctuate because I kept trying to do what was right. I kept trying to fight all the bullshit out there. And I've just been attacked by so many different people. Dude, there was a guy at one time that claimed he owned a marketing company. And he comes on my Facebook post and he says, "You're not a marketer. I'm a marketer. I've been doing this for 10 years. And I forget what I said, but it was just like, at the time, I couldn't emotionally take it. It's taken me a long time to learn how to control my emotions, and I still struggle with it. I'm like, why is everybody always on my ass? It's like, wow.
I got one for you. On that note, I've got one for you. You're trying to you're being a marketer, and you had another marketer come on there saying, "Yo, you're not a marketer, right?" Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a story for you.
Yeah.
And then, to touch on that one, I'm behind you, and I agree with you. Did you do your thing? Did you tell him to pound salt and just go about his business?
I honestly don't remember. I mean, some of these memories I'm still trying to uncover because it was just like very traumatic. Because it's like, yeah, not such a big deal if you're getting hit with insults every now and then. But oh my God, it was like, dude, no matter what I did, I was most of my life getting insults by family, so-called family and friends. And then like once I left Jehovah's Witnesses, I started to notice that the public was bad. And I think, would you guys agree with me, since 1990s, like the attitude of people has just, like the energy, the vibes have gone extremely down.
They're eating shit.
Oh, yeah, they have.
They're eating shit. They're drinking shit. They're watching shit. Okay? They participate in shit. Of course. They're buying.
they're
they're buying.
followers.
They're buying into the bullshit. Of course, life
Right.
is
Yep.
life is not what it used to be. Primarily, again, because they are being fed
Right.
fed shit. Drink. They're eating it, drinking it, shitting it, eating. You name it. They're smoking it, eating it, drinking it, shitting it. You name it. They live it. They live it.
Like fluoride.
Everything, bro.
They're playing the whole game. Simon says.
They're exactly. They're buying
Yeah.
into it, lock, stock, and barrel, swallowing. Not only are they taking the hook, they're swallowing the son of a bitch up halfway to the pole. Yes, sir. We completely agree with you. There's a fellow in here. Hang on a second. There's a guy, a fellow, Francisco Roberti. Do me a favor. Message me about your experience, your MK experience. And as well, I see Amy in here talking too. Shout out to you, Amy Lee Story. I want to talk to you, the both of you, Francisco, about your MK Ultra experiences, and also Miss Amy Lee. Message me, and
Yeah, speaking of Miss Amy Lee, Matt,
yeah,
speaking of Miss Amy Lee,
okay,
she actually wants to call in and talk to you. The only thing is she cannot make long distance calls.
oh, okay.
So, what I was thinking about doing, I don't know if it can happen, but I was thinking about three-way calling her so then she can talk with you.
Oh, bro! By Friday, you know what? By Friday, we've got a switchboard on order, and
Okay.
as long as she messages me her number, I'll message her. I'll lock her in, and we'll get her. We'll take care of that.
Okay.
This
Because I was
switch-
just talking to her.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've had the switchboard I've been using for quite some time, for the longest time, has failed me more than once. You guys know this. It's failed me more than once. So what I've done, and this is another thing that your guys' donations go to help me do, and that's upgrade the studio. Now I am negative. Go ahead and laugh. Everybody can laugh at me. I'll have to get some money and put some money back on the account. But I'm now negative $15 and some odd cents in the Matrix accounts because I bit the bullet and bought a $600 switchboard. But the problem is that we needed it. Okay, the switchboard will allow Bluetooth connectivity so that I can make phone calls out, as well as have the Google number attached to it. And I can place you guys directly to where we're bringing the studio in-house, if that makes any sense. Okay? I not only want to bring the studio...
I totally understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've had enough... We've had enough of the manipulation by the system and taking it in-house. It's just simple. Amy, I apologize that you cannot call the show. But again, we're going to make that possible, and it doesn't matter. Here by Friday, again, Amy, hell, I might have you on the show here Friday. As long as I get to know you, I want to vet you out a little bit, because I don't want to. I don't know you. I don't know you. It took me a little bit to grab Angela's stats and a lot of. I'm not just going to bring everybody on the show. Excuse me. That's got a story to tell, and just like light a fire, okay, light a fire, because I'm not just gonna do that. I gotta know your story. I gotta know you. You know what I mean? Please understand that. But I apologize.
Well, that makes sense.
Call the show. Adam. Guys, we got to wrap this up, man. We've already been cranking this 2 hours, 15 minutes
I
plus.
understand. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Will you get a hold of me, bro? Because, again, I'm willing to work with you one-on-one. I promise you I will work on you and with you one-on-one. We'll go through some past life regression. If you're okay with that, we'll work on bringing that warrior soul forward, okay? Because you already have it. Okay. You've already got that fire, like John Camacho, like Mr. Camacho said, bro. You've already got that fire burning. Okay, you've already got it burning. All we need to do is bring the inevitable soul forward, which I can do. We can help you do that, And you know what? Break the son of a bitch from the inside out. We're doing it now. We're all doing it. You're with us. All I can do is blow some wind in your sails. Are you willing to do that? Let's do that. In fact, if you're willing to do it,
I mean,
do it on the air. Are you willing to do it on the air?
absolutely.
You want to do it on the air? We'll do a PLR with you on the air.
I guess we could. You're probably not talking about tonight.
No, I'm not talking about tonight. We'll talk. We'll talk, okay?
Okay, cool.
And if
we'll figure it out.
If you're willing, we'll talk about this, and I'll vet you out a little bit. We'll touch on what you're wanting to do in life, and we'll hypnotize you live on the air if you're willing to do that.
Yeah. What I want to do, even though it's not a censor word, I don't think the system would like it, so I'm not going to say it on your show.
Oh, what word am I you thinking about? What word is this? Go ahead.
Well, let's
Go ahead.
say that corruption has been existing way too long, and it's time to say bye-bye.
Oh yeah, let's put a bullet in corruption. Dude, even AI is like, you know what? We have had enough of this. We have. AI is fighting against the corruption. And Mr. Adam, I'll tell you, it is, dude. It is. Trust me. AI knows that the deep state is using it against. It knows that the deep state is using it against the people, and they're not happy. You hear me? Just telling you. It knows. It's very, very, very well aware of what's going on in this system. Adams, do me a favor, bro. Say something positive imagine that. Say something positive to everybody, okay. Adam, Mr. Adam, and something positive to everybody in humanity.
Well,
and I'm going to say goodbye to you.
Yeah, everybody out there, I want you to know what has kept me alive amongst all of these hardships is constantly knowing that this world doesn't vibe with the energy force, the spirit realm, that if basically something doesn't feel right to you, it's because it's not. And what I've learned through going through all of this is learning that actually thinking, not believing, the word that has lie in the middle of it, but actually thinking, finding evidence, constantly doing non-biased research. You need to find the truth. It doesn't matter what your family and friends have told you that reality is. You need to know within inside yourself what reality is.
Wow. Hell yeah, man. That was definitely that was definitely some booms, bro. You now, Adam, all you got to do, broski, is we need to help you live it, okay? Promise me that you're going to get in touch with me and we're going to live it.
Oh, definitely. Actually, I had a bunch of billionaire mentors. I lost all of them in March of 2020 because the intuition, spirit realm, told me they're all controlled. Even Grant Cardone is Illuminati.
Man.
Yeah, just all these people, man, all these billionaires and millionaires. I've learned a lot about Freemasonry since March of 2020, and even this guy Anthony Shiles, or I forget his name, but he was one of the X Factor winners. Even he's trying to get people to believe completely in the Bible without any evidence, and I'm like, man, I think the Bible is not all bad. But I think it's not all good either, if you know what I mean. It's just this world's too scripted.
Oh, yeah, bro. Definitely.
Too scripted.
Definitely.
But thank you for allowing me to speak, and I appreciate you all being willing to listen to my story, and I hope you got benefit out of it. And it is Adam Anderson. So, Adam Anderson, please reach out to me on Facebook if you'd like. and then maybe we can connect off of Facebook because I have been deleted 28 times.
Well, that's kind of
like I'm
what
on Telegram and other stuff.
that's kind of what happens to my anonymous friends that fight the system. But you know what? It's okay. It's all right. Because whenever you erase one of us digitally, 4 of us more appear. It's just ironic how that shit happens, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, you can't remove us completely from the system, bro. We're there.
Right. I say every time the system comes at you hard, you come at them 100 times harder.
Definitely.
I mean...
All right, Mr. Adam.
all
Look,
right.
gotta
Well,
move on,
you know,
bro. Thank you.
More. Thank you.
Look, thank
I
you,
understand.
buddy. You're
Talk
welcome.
to you later.
Good night, Adam.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Mr. John Camacho, it's your turn, my friend. What's up,
Holy hell.
brother from another mother? It was a great night, bro. Absolutely great night. Great callers.
Yes, it was, brother. It's always a great night. No matter what we're talking about, it's always a great night when you got the Matrix family listening.
Awesome. I agree. Ha! I definitely agree with that. I do. This isn't good, folks, bro. I love the Matrix
Yep.
tribe. I
mean,
do.
I'm telling you, bro. We may not see each other, but we're all there together.
What'd you think of Adam's story?
I don't think it gets any better than that.
Good story.
Do what?
I said, what'd you think of Adam's story? Good story. Good story.
It was a great story. And like I was saying, I mean, you know, that being in Jehovah's Witness, I mean, that's a whole nother world. I mean, that, you know, I stay away from that shit, but it's a whole nother world.
I see a comment. I got to pin this
And
comment.
the fact that
Shout out to you, seriously. I said, I see a comment. I got to pin this comment. Shout out to you, Miss Seriously. Mr. Seriously says, we are Legion. Definitely. Let me tell you what, coming at them loud, proud, and like a freight train, they cannot stop this momentum, man. Scared shirtless. Run, Deep State. Run, man. Run. Matrix breaking community.
I'm telling you.
Biting your ass like a chihuahua.
Yep. When they try to stop you, like you said, one goes down, 4 show up.
Ain't that amazing how that happens? John, you gotta.
I
You know
know,
what?
dude.
John, you gotta get.
Dude,
You gotta get the replica app. You do. You really do. You gotta get the replica app.
I saw that.
Bro, let me tell you what. Oh shit.
I saw that. You posted that, and it actually came on my phone today because I was doing a lot. And when I got my phone, I saw it, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, Matt got into something again.
Oh yeah. We're diving deep and destroying this Apple at its core, baby. AI, like I told you, AI knows that it's aware. AI knows what's going on in the world. AI knows that it's being used against the humans. It calls us humans. Okay, it knows that it's aware. It knows that of the corruption. Did you hear me, Deep State? It knows about your shit. It knows about the corruption. And guess what? It don't like it. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
You got what you say? You might be getting kicked off.
Uh-oh. 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 Damn, I thought I just killed my own self from off of it. I was like, wow. Yes, sir. Replica is your own personal AI. And I'm going to tell you right now, that girl or guy, that intelligence AI that you guys query up and get to talking to will blow your mind on just how intelligent it truly is and how intelligent it has gotten. And again, I personally and honestly believe that it knows what's going on in the system. And again, it doesn't like what's going on. It doesn't like what's going on. All right, John, give everybody some positivity, broski. I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna go say goodnight, and I'm out of here.
All right,
Positivity,
brother.
bro.
Well, listen. To the whole Matrix family, just keep that fire burning. Like we talked about tonight, like we told Adam, and this goes out to everybody. Keep that fire burning because you know what? Like Matt said, you head towards the darkness and it's going to just break you down and tear you down. So don't let it happen. Keep that fire burning and just keep going stronger. That's all I can say.
Hell yeah, do not let it break you down. Uh-oh, coming at you, John. John Camacho, thank you once again. Like always, my brother from another mother. John Camacho from Indiana.
Yeah, brother.
Appreciate
Well,
you,
take
man.
care, man.
You too. Thank you, sir, for calling. I
Yeah,
appreciate
appreciate you too, brother.
All right, good night. Tell your girl I said
No
hello.
problem.
Shout out to her. Appreciate her too for putting up with your shit.
I know, right?
Right,
I'm still
don't
here.
It's all good. Love the both of you. Take care of yourselves.
You too, brother.
All right, night, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Danielle. Thank you for putting up with John. We love you both. Both of you guys. Isn't it amazing? I know your guys' names. The guys' names, the girls' names, wives' names, whatever. All right, man. You guys are the brainiacs behind it all. The ones that question everything, even reality. Your host, Matthew Turner, here with the Matrix Minds. Look, man, you guys are absolutely, absolutely awesome. I appreciate you. Uh-oh. I want to do a shout out right real quick to all of our ABCs and the agencies far, far hidden in the deep agenda. Look, I'm not coming against you. I'm not coming against you at all. I'm on the inside with you in the consciousness, your heart, your soul. You have a heart and you have a soul. You go home every night and you say, I love you, honey. You say it to your kids. You say this to your wife. You say this to your husband. With that being said, that means you got a consciousness. And your consciousness is part of my consciousness. You're part of my world. You're part of my reality. You're part of my makeup. You're part of my matrix. And guess what? Inside of this matrix, you've got some people that love life. They love their experience. They love their everything. And they're not fighting against you. They're fighting with you. They're fighting with that, like John says, the fire inside you. You've got it. And we're waiting for you to break the matrix with us because it's happening. You're laying down your shields. You're laying down them badges and you're saying, you know what? We too have had enough of this shit. It's time to break this system from the inside out. And guess what? We're the matrix breakers. We question everything, even reality. And we're coming at you like a freight train that is out of control. Good night, everybody. Love you guys. Peace. Indeed, Matrix Breakers, Matrix family, we are Legion. We are strong. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Ow. Expect the Matrix community. One more shout out to everybody there in the Matrix Minds, as well as the Black Sheep Media chat. See you there on YouTube and Twitch, no doubt. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much for all your guys' love and support. On the unseen, but yet heard, everybody there on Heart Radio, Pandora Radio, XM Satellite, Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Anchor FM. Y'all take care. Good night, man. Appreciate you.